Are you curious what's been happening with Aspen real estate this summer? This is David Buck with Christie's International Real Estate, and it's been an exciting summer so far. We had a wonderful 4th of July parade going throughout the town of Aspen, which you can see here in the backdrop. We also have seen a lot of fires take place or smoke in the valley from fires blowing over from Utah, but fortunately everyone's safe so far. And let's dive into the real estate. And as we talk about every month, we're going to cover Aspen, Basalt, Carbondale, and all the way down through the Roaring Fork Valley, starting with Aspen. Aspen saw home sales drop 22.2%, going from 9 transactions a year ago to 7 this past month. We also saw a dip in the median home price. A year ago it was at $12,550,000, and this past month we're at $11,250,000. We also saw an increase in condo sales in town, up from 6 a year ago to 7 this past month. And then we did see that median condo price dip by 3%, going from $3,387,500 to $3,285,000. Okay, now let's talk about Basalt. Basalt saw a 200% increase in home sales, going from 1 to 3 transactions, and that median home price was actually up 99.9%, essentially doubling, going from $1,250,000 to $2,499,000. We also saw an increase in condo and townhome sales in Basalt, going from 3 to 7, which is up 133.3%. And then we saw a big jump as well in that median home price, going from $895,000 to $1.1 million. That's a 22.9% increase in the condo price in Basalt. Okay, now let's talk about Carbondale. Carbondale saw home sales drop 26.7%, going from 15 to 11 transactions. However, there was a 15.9% increase in that median home price, going from $2.2 million to $2,550,000. Meanwhile, we also saw a 33.3% dip in condo and townhome sales, going from 6 to 4 transactions. And we also saw a drop in that median condo price, going from $907,500 a year ago to $827,500 this past month. Now let's go all the way down valley to talk about Glenwood Springs. Glenwood Springs saw a 7.7% increase in home sales, going from 13 to 14 sales. There was, however, a 19.2% dip in that median home price. A year ago, it was at $1,220,000, and this past month was under $1,000,000 at $986,250. We did see an increase in condo sales, up 50% from 4 to 6 transactions, but we saw a slight drop in that median condo price, going from $483,000 to $456,500. That's a 5.5% decrease in condo price. Now let's talk about Missouri Heights. It's nice to see some transactions take place in Missouri Heights. However, they were down just 1 deal. A year ago, there was 3. This past month, 2. That's a 33.3% dip. We did, however, see a 62.5% increase in the median home price, going from $1,570,000 a year ago to $2,551,000 this past month. Meanwhile, there are no condo sales to report in Missouri Heights, which is pretty typical. Now let's jump over to Old Snowmass. Old Snowmass saw a 50% decrease in home sales a year ago. In June of 25, there were 2 deals, and this past month we saw 1. However, that median home price jumped up significantly, 284.8%. A year ago, there were 2 deals averaging $2,475,000, and this past month, that 1 transaction was just over $9.5 million at $9,525,000. And no condo sales to report in Old Snowmass. Now let's run around the corner and talk about Snowmass Village. Snowmass Village saw a doubling of home sales, going from 1 to 2 from June of 2025 to this past month. We also saw a significant increase in that median home price. A year ago, that was $3,750,000, and this past month it was up at $6,182,813. That would be an 84.9% increase. We did see sales dip a little on the condos and townhomes, going from 7 to 5 transactions, which is a 28.6% decrease. However, that median condo price jumped up significantly, going from $255,000 to $2,118,000. That's a 730.6% increase. Now, you might ask yourself, how do Snowmass condos increase sevenfold in price? Well, my guess is what took place last year. You can't go buy a fully owned condo in Snowmass for that price. So it's probably a fractional condo that sold and was reported. So it kind of skewed the data a little bit, in my opinion. Now, finally, let's talk about Woody Creek. Woody Creek is a sleeper of a neighborhood in more ways than one. Typically, when I do these reports every month, there's not a whole lot to report. A year ago, there were no sales. This past month, however, there were two home sales that took place in Woody Creek at an average price of $11,250,000. So that's a wrap on the real estate stats in the Roaring Fork Valley for June of 2026. And if you have more specific questions about neighborhoods, condo projects, etc., here in the Roaring Fork Valley, my name is David Buck once again, and I can be reached at 808-371-3509. Aloha.